We have some major breaking news this afternoon as it has been announced that Cory LaJoie will join Spire Motorsports in the Craftsman Truck Series for select races in 2025. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. As I just said a second ago, we got some pretty massive and major breaking news this afternoon as it has been announced that Cory LaJoie will return to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series and make select starts with Spire Motorsports in 2025. He will drive the number 07 truck for 9 races in 2025. Here's a release statement from Spire Motorsports early today. Cory LaJoie will return to Spire Motorsports to accompany the team's 07 Chevrolet for 9 of the final 13 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series races, beginning with this Saturday's DQS Solutions and Staffing 200 at Michigan International Speedway. He'll be back in the controls for other select races as well with the program. Here's what Cory LaJoie said about the opportunity. I'm looking forward to getting back in the seat and chasing some NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series wins. I put a lot of work in the early days to help shape Spire Motorsports, and I still have some friends that have been there since day one. So it'll be good to see them. The number 07 team has been bringing some fast trucks to the track this year, and we are looking forward to a spot in the owner's class. It'll be nice to have some consistency with the team to get acclimated to these vehicles, chase some wins, and hopefully a Craftsman Truck Series Owners Championship. This is what they said, Jeff Dickerson said about bringing Cory LaJoie back to the program. While discussing our best path to bring Spire Motorsports our first Craftsman Truck Series championship and describing what we needed in a driver, the driver we were all talking about without saying his name was Cory LaJoie. So when I ran into Cory in the motorhome a lot one morning early this spring, I asked him what he thought about coming home and doing this. He is synonymous of what we built here over the last few years and deserves this opportunity. I'm looking forward to getting him in the truck in Michigan to work out some kinks and starting to get a game plan together for the program. Here's the schedule for Cory LaJoie. Of course, like I said, there'll be 9 of the final 13 races of the season. His first race will be at Michigan this weekend. After that, his next race is going to be at Richmond in August. Then he's going to race at Darlington on August 30th, which is the first time that Darlington's been on the schedule in a couple years. Then he's going to race at Bristol on September 11th. Then a race at New Hampshire Motor Speedway on September 20th. Then he's going to race at Charlotte on October 30th at the Charlotte Roval. Interesting, they're not bringing maybe Connor Zilisch behind the wheel of the truck there. Then he's going to race at Talladega on October 17th. Then he's going to race at Martinsville on October 24th. And finally, he will run the season finale at Phoenix. So he will run 9 of the final 13 starts with the team. This is certainly an interesting move. Obviously, of course, Cory LaJoie has driven for the Truck Series program for Spire Motorsports before. He drove the 7 truck last year in a couple select races, including at Daytona International Speedway, where, if I'm not mistaken, a couple years ago as well in this truck, he did get himself a top 10 finish and led some of the highest number of laps in the race and the event. Cory LaJoie, of course, actually used to drive for Spire Motorsports going all the way back to last year, but unfortunately really struggled with the Spire Motorsports group, and with the team getting a lot better and showing a lot of improvement. Look at Carson Osbar, for example, how much he's improved in the Cup Series this year with Spire Motorsports. I think it was a no-brainer to kind of move on and bring someone else into the pipeline. I think despite what people say about Justin Haley, I think Justin Haley's been doing a much better job in that number 7 car than Cory LaJoie has been doing. But I also think Cory LaJoie on the Cup side, he probably should have been the choice for the Rick Ware Racing seat over Cody Ware. I get Cody Ware does have the family connections with the team, but I think that Rick Ware Racing has really taken some major steps backwards, and now they had Cory LaJoie in the seat instead of Cody Ware. I think this program would definitely be doing a lot better than they've been doing currently at this moment. But this is a really good opportunity for Cory LaJoie. But I got to say this about this opportunity. This 07 truck has really struggled this year. Kyle Busch, who was in a 07 truck this past weekend at National Subaru Speedway, he didn't qualify very well. He didn't have the pace and speed, and he struggled and finished outside of the top 10 and had one of his worst performances in truck competition. BJ McLeod, who drove that truck earlier this year at Charlotte Motor Speedway, it was a pretty big struggle for him as well. He didn't run very, very well. He got that truck better. He did finish inside the top 20, but he got caught up in one of the incidents with Ty Majeski and Chandler Smith and Connor Mosack as well. He had some struggles, and even Kyle Larson, who did win in that truck, the only guy that's won in the 07 truck this year, he struggled at Bristol but still recovered to finish in second place. But I will say the Spire trucks, they are starting to show a little bit more speed. Raj Kurth picked up his first truck win of the season. Raj has definitely shown and grown as a race car driver this season. That 071 truck is starting to get a lot better, and I think Raja might get a couple wins before the end of this season. I would say the 7 truck has gone to victory lane this year so far. Kyle Busch won at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and he's had pretty good speed in the normal 7 truck. And then, of course, Carson Hocevar's picked up a win. And then, like I said, Kyle Larson's also picked up a win so far this year. And like I said, I feel like the Spire trucks are starting to get a lot better. But this is certainly interesting in a coming home party for the team. I would have to think that this was okay. So we're probably thinking at this point, if we're Spire Motorsports, we're probably thinking that this is more of a higher up decision to not have him in the truck. Because I know that the people at Spire Motorsports, including Jeff Dickerson, who owns the organization technically, and maybe not the Gamebridge people, he did say that he really regretted getting rid of Cory LaJoie and would have liked to bring him back to the program. I think this is a really good opportunity for Cory LaJoie to be with the team for the majority of the rest of the races this year. So what are the expectations for Cory LaJoie? Well, the goal is to perform very, very well. I think the goal is to get top 10s. The goal is to get top 5s by the end of the rest of the season and maybe sneak in a victory. I don't think the truck is going to be capable enough to go to victory lane at this time. Again, if Kyle Busch is struggling in that truck, that should be a pretty clear indication that the team still has a long way to go to get those trucks a lot better. But I will say this is a very good opportunity for Cory. I think he will get some top 10s. I certainly do believe that he will get some top 5s before the end of the season. And I think it's going to be a pretty strong run for Cory LaJoie before the end of the year. And maybe, just maybe, depending on what happens with the silly season side of things, depending on what happens with who ends up being with the program, we may see some changes at a driver lineup for next year. I mean, if Raj Groove continues to improve as a driver, maybe we see him full-time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, but Raja also could be back in the Truck Series next year, especially with Corey Day and all this stuff, and him sticking around in the Truck Series, probably going to make some truck starts, and probably maybe even be full-time in Xfinity competition. You got to think that is also certainly a possibility as well. But I think Cory LaJoie being full-time in the Truck Series next year would be the move. He had an opportunity to drive full-time in the Truck Series this year. He could have driven the number 19 back in Ellie Hilgeman racing truck that Dale Hemrick driving. That truck has gone to victory lane so far this year. But if for a guy that complained about running the race only a few events, he sure changed his tune after seeing some of those trucks go to victory lane. So this is a really good opportunity for him. He still has a few more Cup starts, and I think he'll play a major factor on the Cup side of silly season. Maybe we'll see him in the 4th Spire car, perhaps. There, of course, was a 4th Spire car supposed to be out there. There's been rumors and speculation about that. NASCAR, of course, had tried to fund a car to go out and run this year. But going back to Cory LaJoie, this is a very strong opportunity for him. I think he'll do solid. I think he'll have some decent pace and speed. I think he'll get 10 for top 5s and top 10s in these races. He might shockingly, surprisingly get a win. He's a really good super speedway racer. I don't rate him as a road course racer, so he's probably going to struggle at like Watkins Glen, for example, and he's probably going to struggle at Charlotte Roval, but I think a lot of people are going to struggle in that event. You got to look at Brent Cruz is probably going to be the favorite to win one of those races. Nonetheless, a really good opportunity for him, and I'm glad to see that Cory LaJoie does have a chance and opportunity to race in this series. Let's see if he can perform, and let's see if he can do a really good job with Spire Motorsports in these select events. So that is going to be our today's special breaking news report on Cory LaJoie joining Spire Motorsports. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. How do you think Cory LaJoie is going to do in these select races with Spire Motorsports in 2025? Do you think he's going to go to victory lane or not? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow morning on the channel, you're going to see the entrance video for the race at Michigan. You also may see the Truck Series race picks, but probably not at this particular moment of point. Probably going to push out to Wednesday. Wednesday, there's going to be a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple days. And truck race picks for the DSQ 200 will probably end up coming out. Then on Thursday, we're going to have the Cup race picks for the race at Michigan. And we also should have the paint scheme video as well. And then on Friday, of course, we should have a NASCAR news video dropping. Depending on the weather, we might do the ARCA review as well, but there's rain in the forecast. And then Saturday is going to be really early day. We're going to have reactions to qualifying early in the morning for the Cup race, and we're also going to have reactions to the Truck Series race. And then Sunday, we'll have the starting lineup video for the Cup race at Michigan, and we also will have the Cup Series race review and maybe a Shane Van Gisbergen video depending on performance. And there should be a NASCAR news video on Monday as we get you guys set up and prepared for Mexico City next week. We got content coming up. People like Haley Deegan, Shane Van Gisbergen, Cards, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Cletus McFarland, Dodge rumors around that, Connor Zillich, Junior Motorsports, Frankie Muniz, Matt DiBenedetto, Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, Ross Chastain, Brad Keselowski, Ryan Preece, Tony Breidinger, Eric Almirola, Chandler Smith, among other things. Same with Corey Heim, 20-11, and some updates on the lawsuit, Michael Jordan being involved with that, along Bubba Wallace and Tyler Reddick and Riley Herbst as well. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content, other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.